Cinderella here. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Quick shout out and quick thank you to a channel on here that goes by the name of Gary and Almeida. They recently gave me a shout out in one of their videos, so I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I am linking their channel in my description box. They do pranks, challenges, recipes. They have a variety of content on their channel. So I have less than 100 subscribers and they gave me a shout out. So I just wanted to say thank you. Please go out and check out their channel, and thank you for watching my channel. We're going to get straight into the video. Thank you. So you guys, Friday was such an awkward day for me at work. It was such an awkward day because I left my resume open on a computer, and I asked to leave early because I had an appointment because there's a car going by. So I was going to leave early. I was just like, oh, I have an appointment I have to go to. And I wanted to print my resume at home, but I had my own printer issues. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to do this on the down low, and I'm going to go use the computer at work so I can use the printer. But then there were printer problems. And I was like, I'm going to just leave my resume open to see if somebody can help me with this printer. So I can print my resume at work. So I could go to another job. And later, one of my bosses came to me and was like, you know, she was just talking to me about work stuff. And then she was like, you know, Harlem, you left your resume. You left your resume open on the computer. And I was like, and I keep it that this is my boss, right? And I was like, oh yeah, I needed to print something. There's a problem with the printer. I was trying to just, you know. And so she just kind of looked at me and she said, well, you know, why don't you just email it to, and she said, because I have like two main bosses there. She's like, oh, well, why don't you just email your resume to my other boss, and she can try to print it from another computer. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. I was not going to do that. I was like, so let me try to download. There was just... So anyway, long story short, I ended up having to use... I was trying to use another computer, but that computer was slow, so I had to do it. My boss, the second boss, just was like, oh, because she was in the office, and I was like, I need to use the computer. And she was like, is it for your resume? I was like, yeah. She was like, are you leaving us? I was like, it's just an interview. I mean, I'ma just go see what they're talking about. I'ma just see what they're talking about. It's just an interview. She was like, and she was giving me the evil, like her eyes was like this, like, are you going to give us 2 weeks notice? I was like, oh, it's just a interview. I mean, I don't really. And then she said, you know, you left your resume open on the computer. She's like, most people try to hide it. And I was like, yeah, the printer, there was a problem. There was a problem with the printer, and yeah. And then she said, are you going to use me as a reference? Like, my boss is asking me if I'm going to use her as a reference for this other job. And I was like, I just kind of looked at her. I don't think I said anything. I just looked at her. And then she was like, oh, well, what's the name of the place? Because here's the thing, this job, not these particular bosses, because I've been at this place longer than they've actually been there. And I know for a fact that there have been past bosses who sabotage employees when it comes to references. Like, these people work here for years and years and years. All of a sudden, when they're on their way out, all of a sudden they're a terrible employee. All of a sudden they don't show up on time. I'm like, this person worked here for a decade. Like, was they really that terrible? But yeah, I left my, and then another time I left my resume in like the copy machine. Another time I left my resume in the copy machine. And you know how you get your copies, but there's always like the original that you put in. I always forget. One time my boss, not even just my boss, but like the boss, like headquarters, like my boss's boss, was like, oh, Harlem, you left your resume. And then she like handed me my resume that I'd left in the copy machine. I was like, oh, thanks. Thank you. I appreciate it.